Hey everyone, so I'll be doing a forecast for the week on both Go and GJ. So this will probably give you an idea of the general direction I'm looking for price to trade to, and probably give you some ideas for trading. So again, these are weekly forecasts, so we still have to see how the Asian session opens up on Monday itself. So let's start off with Go. So if we look at Go, we see that the previous week we actually pushed off this weekly zone, the old weekly zone, and then pushed off here. But however, because the close above these highs was not strong, we did after that see this retracement back into again another weekly zone. So right now we're sitting at this weekly zone, and if I were to drop down to the daily, you can also see that the daily actually did a fake out over here. Oops. The fake out over here below the 50% and end up closing back above with this strong bullish engulfing candle. So after that, subsequent candles actually closed above this area. So right now, if I were to go down to the 4 hour, you'll be able to see that price is merely just ranging in this area. So the key news event next week is actually going to be NFP. So this consolidation movement is very normal for gold because of NFP, so it's just generating liquidity for the move up, potentially leading into the NFP. So what I'll be looking for on the hourly is actually right now we can see that price actually came down to this came back down to this this hourly demand zone after closing very weak above the previous highs. Respected the 50, created higher lows, and then it's continuing to push up. So a key area that I'll be watching out for potential sells will be this 1 hour zone here. So if I do see lower highs forming at this area, I will then look for sells towards this weekly 50% again, because being that it's a higher time frame zone, sometimes price needs to test a couple of times first before deciding where it wants to move off. So should shorts work out from here, I will also potentially be aiming for this lows here on the daily, which is the previous daily zone here. So I'll be aiming towards 1750 and 1740. So this will be my targets. If price continues to hold on this area, comes back down to retest again, then I'll be looking for longs, watching out for price action here, and then I'll look for continued moves back to this 4 hour zone over on the left. So if I were to go to the 4 hour chart, you can see this 4 hour zone here that I'll be aiming for price to tap into. So we need to see how the Asian session actually starts to form, and then only we can start to take action. But I'll be looking at this area for longs, potential shorts here, and shorts over on the 4 hour zone above on gold. So next up on GJ, we can see on the daily that this previous lows here was close. Price broke below and closed strong, so together with the lower highs that were being created, even though we previously bounced off this previous demand zone, it failed to break the high. So it suggests to me that we are still in some kind of bearish trend, possibly heading towards this previous daily zone over here. So if we go down to the 4 hour, we can see also that price actually broke structure here on the 4 hour. This lows here was broken, but price has been ranging in this area after bouncing off this 4 hour demand zone. So there are two trade ideas that I might be watching out for on Monday. Should price come back down to this 50% and create a higher low, I might then be looking for longs towards this 4 hour zone and potentially above to the weekly zone here. So this big pink box on the top here is the weekly, but we'll have to see again higher lows being formed of this area on the 4 hour before I can decide to go long. However, should price actually just move off from this 4 hour zone on Monday, I will be then looking for price to create some kind of lower highs either here, if not then possibly coming back up to test the daily 50% again. If it does that, then I'll look for shorts back down to this lower 4 hour zone at the bottom here. So this 4 hour zone is also in line with this daily and weekly zone at the same time. So I am more short bias on GJ at the moment, so we'll have to see how price develops on Monday itself. So do look out for the daily forecast. So if I were to show you my Instagram, you can get the links and the analysis daily from these few areas. So if you were to follow me on Instagram, I do post the forecast daily on my feed as well as on the stories. Alternatively, if you want to see something a bit more in-depth, click the link on my bio, scroll down to this trading view page here. So all my analysis is actually shown on this website. At this point in time, you can actually zoom in closer to have a look at the price action on my charts, the zones that I'm looking out for the day itself. So I do these updates on a daily basis during the Asian session, right? So if you guys have any questions, then just feel free to reach out to me.